All right, today I'm with Ray of Pro Elite Plumbing, and we are going to go through water treatment. Now, what does it look like from a maintenance perspective? Is this just going to run for like 10, 20 years without me touching it? Or do you ever come back and, check and make sure it's running? How does that work for a homeowner?
So we see in our area the average lifetime between 10 and 15 years for a softener if you're maintaining it correctly. My general suggestion for maintenance there, like I said, would be the sediment filter beforehand to try to keep that resin as clean as possible. There are other ways to go about it. Everybody kind of has a theory, so I won't necessarily knock any of those. Every home and every water condition is just a little bit different. But in our case, we generally have the sediment filter first to try to keep the resin as clean as possible. And then we like to see you once a year so we can get in and make sure everything's working, that none of the ports are clogged, all the components are working the way that they should. It's using salt the way that it should and not putting that salt into your drinking water. I'll be honest, a lot of people do not do the yearly service. And that's okay if that's what they want to do. It will cause the unit to fail a little bit earlier, which winds up costing just a little bit more money. So sometimes that ounce of preventive maintenance helps you.
How much does it cost for the maintenance? Do you have a subscription plan for that?
So it varies a little bit because all the systems are a little bit different. I don't actually have necessarily a set price, I would say. It's one of those things, like I said, we do set it up for like a once a year service. More often than not, even after we call, they're like, nah, it's working, don't worry about it. And when we go back, it's never just a service. It's usually a service and a little tune.
And what's the service look like? You're just checking, making sure, popping the hood and checking to make sure the filters are still good, et cetera.
We like to come in and change the sediment filter just to make sure that's nice and fresh. If the sediment filter does start to clog, you'll get a volume loss of water in the house. So the first thing you'll start to notice is, you might jump in the shower and everything's fine. And then when somebody flushes the toilet, you don't have any water in your shower anymore. And that's a loss of volume. So, more often than not, that's related to the sediment filter doing its job and starting to clog up. So we want to get that cleaned up. This way you're not getting sediment blowing by and getting in, or getting yourself into a no water situation, which hopefully can be resolved just by changing the filter.
Amazing. Thank you, Ray.
You got it.